I am so jealous of everyone playing CarX Streets right now. So much so that I've decided to combine a bunch of clips and watch them with you guys because we can't play it yet. Hopefully soon. Now, you know me, I had to start with the Skyline, and this is the application of body kits in CarX Streets, which is super cool. They've got a wheel twitch thing happening, which is clearly Need for Speed-esque, as you can tell. My soul is missing Need for Speed, and however, this thing just reminds me, like, it's so accessible. It's going to be, again, I must make this very clear, although we're looking at mobile footage, this is not only a mobile game. It'll be out on iOS, Android, PC, and consoles. The mobile version is getting tested now, and that's why people have access to it, and of course, that's why we're seeing it. It's going to look incredible, and the fact is, it's a mobile game, however, it has the ability to be a proper full game on the mobile. We've already spoken about this. Like, the customization is insanely extensive to the point where it rivals and beats Need for Speed in quite a lot of categories. To the point where you can swap engines, you can tune, you can do all of these things that Forza and the big games do. However, it's on your phone. I mean, again, on PC too. But you know, it's me, it's Pantsman Magi, so we kind of had to start with the Skyline. I'm not only going to show the Skyline today, but I have to say, of the car sounds, which to be honest aren't great with maybe a mobile thing, they seem to be better on CarX Drift Racing. However, it does seem that the Skyline sounds pretty good compared to a lot of the cars. It sounds like Skyline-esque, if you will. So the map is realistically one of the focal points in this game, and they told me specifically that of course, the game still clearly needs some optimization, and of course, they need to optimize it from all the platforms, which is why mobile's going first, because they think it's going to be their biggest audience. However, they did tell me that the map is 40 square kilometers, 15 square miles, which I worked out in acres as to be about 9,600 acres. That's big. That's what she said. One of the cars I keep seeing on the car list is the Eclipse. And so, of course, I want to customize it. By the way, in case you didn't know, I launched a bunch of new merch. Please do check it out. Thank you so much for your support, by the way, guys. The discount code's running out. Your time's running out for some cheaper. So, check out. Thank you. Like, please, I want to build my Eclipse and I need money. Anywho, the Eclipse customization, this is going to be perfect, considering my plan to build this car has begun. The process has started. It's going to be leaving me probably soon, and then we can get an idea from this game as to how I want to build this car. There's so much you can do to these cars, and I think this game would be perfect inspiration for how we go about my Eclipse build. By the way, as I said before, this is going to look pretty darn similar on PC. Of course, there's going to be higher textures, higher reflections, higher everything. This is basically the lowest you're probably gonna see it, let's be real, and it still looks great. Now, of course, I want to jump ahead a little bit because I want to experience the customization myself once the game comes out. So I've noticed, again, we get to have a look at the map, which is, again, pretty darn big, and honestly, I'm so excited to explore this with you guys, so please do subscribe. Of course, we're going to be playing this together. Now, I noticed they jumped from one area to another, and clearly the idea is each shop provides a different thing. I love this so much. I kind of hate the consolidation, the fact that all the shops now, well, all the shops do one thing. I mean, everything. I think in games, we should have the multiple shops. I think it just adds a layer. The test drive experience. Test drive pioneered, but did this better than anyone. A new shop to even customize, buy new clothes, customize your character, as in, like, get plastic, all that stuff. It was super cool. Now, unfortunately, this one has some music over the top, so we kind of need to be careful, and I can't really show much of it, but Eclipse, baby! Eclipse! Please, again, please, come on, support the pants, man. Orange wheels. Oh, should they stay? Should they stay? We showed the Skyline, and so, of course, we now have to show the Supra. And the Supra is going to be one of the most popular cars in the game. But we already know that it's always going to be the case. Who'd want to buy a Supra when you could have an Eclipse? How does that start? You know. I'm sorry, I'll stop. I just can't help it. However, first-person view, it's pretty impressive. I'm now going to shut up and allow you to hear the sound of this thing blasting, because honestly, it kind of gets me excited about this game. I'll shut up. Ooh, nitrous, baby. In the Supra on a long bridge. Why do games not have bridges, man? Long bridges, long drag strips. Why are mobile games showing you how to do it? GTR R35 customization begins now. This thing again looks beautiful, and I am so hyped. Just honestly build everything in this game. I don't care if most of the customization is the same as the previous game. Quite frankly, they did it better than the majority, and therefore I want to see it. They are unlicensed cars. They're not really the GTR. They're not going to be called the GTR, all these things, but it's pretty darn obvious that they're doing this to kind of get around. You already know this if you play CarX. I don't need to explain this. You understand. However, the thing is, I personally am on the mindset that I don't think manufacturers really should have so much control over this. I think, you know, cars are history. Cars are culture. How about we have them in games and preserve them forever, please? It sounds like a GTR. It sounds like it's trumpeting along. It sounds as you would expect. But I'm going to be honest, overall, drifting is not particularly my favorite thing, okay? I understand. That's a weird thing to say. Who doesn't like the skiddies? I'm going to tell you that I like drifting. However, I personally think that it's probably cooler, well, it is cooler, to grip, to drive, to race. I prefer it so much more holding that car still and steady and not skidding all over the place. I think that's super cool. And the fact that this game is really catering towards both, I'm really interested to see how this is going to feel, because in case you didn't know, the previous game was pretty much a drift game. And therefore, I want to see how it will grip. It's like back in the day when Need for Speed were like, please can we have grip, and we're still having issues. we're still having problems. This map is so good. I know it's all pixely, the footage isn't perfect, but quite frankly, it's on a mobile normally. It's on a screen like this big. You gotta give it some allowance. You gotta give it some room. And how would it be a Black Panther video if he didn't once again cry over the fact that the Supra is in the game? Oh my god, I'm so happy, it's so good. I just love that it's in the game. If you didn't know, it's still not in most AAA games today. And of course, it being CarX game, you can do many things. You can remove the roof. You can do whatever the heck you want to, because quite honestly, who cares what Toyota thinks? Because this is not a Toyota. This just happens to be a Supra. It's not even a Supra. Who would have thought? Anyway, I still have a love-hate relationship with this car in any stretch. But I'm always excited to try it out in games, because games can fix this car. They can make it better. They can do things to this car that we can't yet do in real life. Therefore, I'm ready. I'm excited. We can paint that wide body, make it look spicy, and I just imagine the car meets on this map. Imagine the events on this map. Imagine the 2J swaps. The RB26 swap in the Supra. I think this is possible, you know, quite honestly. I do think it's possible. And here we are, racing said Supra. Sorry, Supra. With a Bim Bimmer that's about to go ham into the back. No, he didn't go into the back of the bus. Fair play. Fair play, Bimmer man. Two Bimmers having a race. Because you already know. Again, I'm super intrigued by this map. I love the amount of color. I honestly don't even know where it's supposed to be. It looks like it's kind of in like a Japanese-esque map. And that, if so, is ticking another box based upon what the AI is dead. Based upon what the community has been begging for so long in all those AAA games. First person view, even the interior looks accurate. I'm genuinely so impressed. The thing you've got to understand is you've got to support games like this. The smaller games, I say smaller, but CarX is huge now. If we keep supporting games like this is going to help everybody. It's going to help us. It's going to help the manufacturers. They get to see, the developers, should I say. These type of games can take risks more so than the big companies. And if they can inspire the big companies that this is not a risk, well, they've done a great job, nonetheless. And we also get to play another cool game, because can you imagine? Like, imagine if they had, like, Need for Speed budgets. I want to see it, to be honest, because clearly they're doing absolute amazing things. On to the S15, and quite honestly, I have a bit of a fizz going on. It's very exciting. This video specifically is like, you know, it's just the same as all the other videos. What are you talking? There's nothing new here. Now, please hold that thought. This S15 is getting a JZ2. a 2JZ, which the naming's fantastic, no flaws whatsoever, which means it's got a 2J in it. I'm impressed. We've got proper swaps in here. Of course, Need for Speed now has that, and of course, Forza now has that, but of course, they're actually labeled a little bit nicer. We already know what they are, so it doesn't really matter. These guys can get away with a lot more, and however, I'm happy to see it in this game. I'm excited to be able to actually read what's on screen. Can we please have translation? That would be very handy. This one clearly is set up to be a skiddy boy, and honestly, I'm really looking forward to how this thing drives or handles. And I remember this car and the S14 on the previous game was really good in terms of drivability. Anyway, thank you so much for joining us, friends. Hopefully you enjoyed. Let me know down in the comments the first thing you want to do on CarX Streets when it comes out, and hopefully we get our hands on it very soon. Huge shout out to Twisted Oreo. If you want to check out some CarX Street videos, highly recommend this channel. It's where the videos came from, and of course, it's going to be posting a lot more. Be sure to smash like, subscribe if you are new, buy my stuff. Thank you. Peace.